Mr. Ong Beng Seng, the guy, the maverick who brought F1 to Singapore, is now offering to privatise SPH with a bid of $2.1 per share, and that trumps the Keppel offer of 2.099. My first reaction is, bro, seriously, 0.01 cents more than a competing offer? What are you thinking about? But the more I looked into it, the more I realized actually it's a pretty smart offer. Why so? Because his offer in consortium with Mapletree and CLA, CLA is actually CapitaLand, is actually a pure cash offer. The more I looked at it, the more it looks a superior offer. If you don't know what Keppel offer is, I've actually a previous video, but I'll show you the quick snapshot of things. Realize that Keppel's offer would allow SPH existing shareholders to exit with Keppel REIT shares, SPH REIT shares, and then cash. So messy, correct? Just in case you wanted to exit and get cashed out, you're still going to get REITs, which you still need to sell. And a lot of minority shareholders, of course, complain there are odd lots to sell. Very troublesome. In that case, if you're keen about all these REITs, you can always buy on the open market yourself. So in essence, this is a superior offer. I get it now already. And I'd like to address the first question, which is this going to be a bidding war? Which is something I put on the thumbnail itself. Analysts have been speculating about it, whether there could be yet another party coming in. But between these two, I think if you associate it to who is also involved, you realize that they have connections to Temasek, correct? And my first gut feeling is it's not likely to be a massive bidding war whereby they will bid SPH share all the way to $2.50 or $3. I think that's pretty remote. What we might see is a few counter offers that are slightly above what is being offered right now. Again, that's my gut feeling. Disclaimer, always check out on the investment first. Make sure you understand the details yourself. Let me share a bit more on what I've discovered reading more into this case study, because if we think SPH is boring, I understand it. The caveat is we're going to move the media business, kind of socialize it in the simple terms. The essence of the business left, if we think of it from a business case study, is actually SPH REIT, which owns Paragon. Paragon is a crown jewel, one of the better malls in Orchard, and also student accommodation. I used to fall asleep on the student accommodation portion. I thought Paragon was the price asset. But the more I looked at it, the more I realized, hey, I've missed it out. Student accommodation looks to be a very valuable thing that everybody is chasing after, Let me show you some history of SPH's purchase. Back in 2018, they made their first foray. They bought $321 million worth. At that point of time, didn't catch my attention too much. But then in 2019, April, they increased their investments in UK student accommodation. And then again in December 2019, they bought £411 million more of student accommodation. That is why the portfolio of student accommodation now is worth more than $1.1 billion already on SPH. And I didn't realize this is such a priced asset. Wow. And with the pandemic really forcing remote studying, a good place to study seems to be logical. The occupancy rate of this asset class is high. The tenancy rate is long. The default rate is low. It seems to be a very steady property asset class to own right now. And I guess the value is going to escalate moving to next year. So let's round up a bit why this consortium has been formed. HPL, CLA, as well as Mapletree. HPL, in my opinion again, they probably are keen on the Paragon asset. So if they do win the pie, they probably will take that side of things. That leaves Mapletree and CLA to sort out the Australian and student accommodation assets. And I looked at Mapletree, I didn't realize they already have a student accommodation property fund. So they might want that. And in that case, CLA, they've communicated before, they are into lodging business. I've done a full video on CLA, which I'll leave towards the end of the video again. I realized also that CLA might also be keen to gobble up the student accommodation because CLA has been investing in student accommodation in US itself. So what is my gut feeling to this current situation? I guess the bidding war is not going to be too serious. Somebody might win and then they'll start splitting up these assets. But the essence I learned reading all this is actually about the student accommodation potential. And with that, I'd like to introduce you to a subsequent video that I'll be sharing, which is an early pick for top dividend stock for 2022. And that business also has student accommodation. Do you know what is it? If not, subscribe, stay on for it. And again, if this discussion has benefited you, smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.